Hey guys, this girl got game. Welcome back to Hakuoki Edo Blossoms, and we're gonna do the last member of the Shimabara / Baka trio, which is Shinpachi Nagakora. So let's get him loaded up, shall we? Trying to remember, I think he was like the second last on my list from the first game, and that was mostly because Chizuru lied to him about him becoming a Fury, and I hated that. I was really enjoying his route up to that point in the first game. And then she hit him with the lie, and I'm like, you can't lie to him about something this big, girl. It's not good. But anyway, they managed to kind of move towards brother-sister status by the end of the first game, if I'm remembering correctly. And I'm really interested to start Shin's route because he's got some strong feelings about how things are playing out. So I want to see how that's going to go. And now we're going to see the other side from Harada's viewpoint, because I want to know why Harada left when we're with Shin this time around. So yeah, should be pretty interesting. Let's get started. Winter 1864. In order to find my father, with whom I'd lost contact, I, Chizuru Yukimura, visited Kyoto. In that city, I bore witness to a horrifying secret hidden within a group called the Shinsengumi. The Fury, a creature with white hair and crimson eyes. Luckily, I was saved from the vicious clutches of the Furies by the members of the Shinsengumi. Because I had discovered the Shinsengumi's secrets, it was proposed that I live with the Shinsengumi men since they were also searching for my father. I was given the position as the commander's page, and thus my life with the Shinsengumi began. I'd heard rumors, well, whispers really, that the Shinsengumi were little more than a bunch of crooked ronin, but my life with them proved otherwise. Their commitment to protect the safety of Kyoto made them the last of a dying breed, true samurai. It set them apart from those who only craved power. Aw, that's a nice picture. While in the Shinsengumi's custody, I was introduced to Shinpachi Nagakora, who led their second division as one of the group's most talented warriors. He was raised as a well-cultured son of Edo, thus making him an aficionado for fine sake and the art of swordsmanship. Nagakora and I developed a close connection over those 4 years, experiencing the Ikeda Inn incident, Hamaguri Rebellion, and Aberono Koji incident together. When my first days with the Shinsengumi felt cold and foreign, it was Nagakora who made an effort to warm up to me by smiling and laughing with me. So cute. Our situation, however, became increasingly dire. As the country shifted in a tense political conflict, the Shinsengumi served directly under the shogunate, and Nagakora wasn't too thrilled with their direction. Anti-shogunate sentiments were growing intensely throughout the country, and the war between the shogunate and the Satsuma Choshu seemed inevitable. Then, finally, the Battle of Toba-Fushimi had begun. Poor Shin. It was then that Nagakora consumed the water of life to protect me, sacrificing his humanity to become the thing he had hated most, a Fury. Yeah, I'm just remembering now, too, that he kind of went crazy with Bloodlust after this, and Amagiri had to literally, like, punch some sense into him. And then he forgot about it for a while. So I'm curious who is going to be the antagonist in this route, exactly. The Satsuma and Choshu, however, were victorious, so the Shinsengumi was forced into fleeing Kyoto, the city they called home, and headed for Edo. I'm sad we didn't get the pinky swear picture. That was one of my favorite pictures from the last game. I can't remember what the pinky swear was about now, though. Was that about living through the conflict? I can't remember. Shoot. I'm gonna have to look that up again. I was hoping that the prologue would remind me of what that was, but it is more general. It doesn't go into specifics too much. Alright, let's get into this and discover Shin's kink. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Achievement unlocked. That's a perfect achievement for Shin. January 1868. The Shinsengumi fled to Edo on a shogunate ship following the Battle of Toba-Fushimi, still reeling from the wounds of their crushing defeat. While they regathered, the Shinsengumi resided at the Kama Inn, which was normally frequented by Hamamoto. Not all of their members, however, were present during the proceedings. Both Kondo and Okita were under the careful watch and treatment of Dr. Matsumoto in Kanda, a location situated in the castle town surrounding Edo Castle. It is famous for Kanda Shrine, which is where many military units and dojos organize training exercises for martial arts and swordplay. Saito had been stationed in Yokohama, handling paperwork and tending to our casualties and ill. A site that had opened itself to foreign trade following the Convention of Kanagawa. It was a humble wharf in which the first Western-styled hospitals were opened in Japan. All the way in Edo Castle, Hijikata had been engrossed with bureaucratic legwork, working on Kondo's behalf to brief the shogunate on the status of Toba-Fushimi. Thus, the only captains present at Kama Inn were Nagakura and Harada. During the Battle of Toba-Fushimi, he was ambushed by Imperial soldiers. On the brink of death, he was given the water of life by Genzaburou Inoue, which turned him into a fury. Both Sanan and Heisuke led the Fury Corps, but were under strict orders not to make their identities known. With the fate of the Shinsengumi hanging in limbo, all of the remaining warriors staying at the Kama Inn were beginning to question themselves. Makoto? Who the heck's Makoto? I wonder what'll happen to all of us since we got our asses kicked back in Kyoto. I know, right? I don't know how much longer I can stand around here with nothing to do. This sucks. Not much time had passed before restlessness took hold of the Shinsengumi men. The mood had dropped to the point that even the captains were beginning to complain regularly. Captain Nagakura, do you have any idea when Chief Kondo will return? What should we do until then?
Hell if I know. Sheesh. Just stay put, got it?
Nagakura's irate attitude began to intimidate the warriors, who received the message and slowly withdrew themselves from speaking with him. No wonder Harada became mom.
If anyone's gotta be told what's going on, it should be me! You didn't have to be such a loudmouth about it, though. I'm sure they're just as worried. I already know that. Oh, I'm gonna take a nap. Wake me up if something happens, would ya? Hey, Shinpachi. All you do is nap. How do you expect to keep others in line when all you do is sit around on your ass? Well, you see... Ever since Toba-Fushimi, I've been having trouble sleeping. Sorry.
That's right. I think Shin wanted to keep it a secret that he's a Fury for a little bit. So nobody knows right now. Nagakura cut himself short, waving his hand as he spun on his heel and walked towards his bedroom. Harada watched Nagakura leave from his peripherals and sighed, slumping his shoulders.
Oh. Kinda strange for him, of all people, not to get a good night's sleep. You know anything about that?
No. I don't know anything.
I see.
I tried my best to act normal, and it seemed like enough of an innocuous response to give. Part of me felt a pang of relief from Harada's lack of further questioning, but more so I felt guilty for having to lie to him about it.
If he hasn't said anything to me about it earlier, then maybe it's nothing to worry about. Or maybe it's something terrible. Well, guess I'll just have to wait for him to tell me.
I think I have some cleaning to do. Being within range of Harada's probing discussion made me nervous, so I scuttered away hastily. As I do. Ooh, what a nice room. I, of course, knew precisely why Nagakura had trouble sleeping, why he was exhausted during the day and wide awake at night. It was because he had become a Fury during the Battle of Toba-Fushimi in order to save my life. Surely that was the root of his insomnia. I wish there was something, anything really, that I could do to ease Nagakura's suffering. Oh, but we will. January came and went, plagued by uncertainty that was left unresolved through the whole month. Nothing improved at the Kama Inn, which only seemed to stagnate as time went on. The warriors, however, were different. Their unrest was becoming palpable, manifesting into fits of frustration at every opportunity. One day, tensions finally came to a head. The air may as well have been gunpowder to the flame of the Shinsengumi's disgruntled fervor.
All right, what's the deal with Chief Kondo? Why hasn't he come to speak with us yet? Hey, Nomura, you were the one watching after the chief. Don't you know anything?
I haven't visited him personally, so I don't know.
Huh, so all that means is he doesn't give a rat's ass about us. How long does he expect us to sit around waiting? I'm pulling my hair out here. Man, I might as well quit the Shinsengumi and find something else to do.
Hey, you guys! Any of you ever been to Yoshiwara?
Huh? Yoshiwara? Nope, I've only heard stories.
Oh man, it's even more fun than Shimabara. Since we're in Edo, we gotta go at least once. Hey, since we're on the subject, let's go! Whoever's ready for a good time, follow me!
Are you sure, sir? Hey, I wanna go too. Please take me with you.
Excuse me, are you guys going to Yoshiwara? Can I tag along? Yeah, sure. This one's on me, guys. Everyone come with. Awesome! I'll follow you anywhere, Nagakura. Wow. I can't believe I'm finally going to Yoshiwara.
After sulking for nearly an entire month, the warriors eagerly followed behind Nagakura, their spirits seemingly restored by his enticing proposal. Harada, on the other hand, sighed as he shook his head, watching them leave with a smirk.
Man, all of them are going along with it, huh? What a bunch of chumps.
Is it okay for them to be leaving without permission? Especially to Yoshiwara, of all places?
Well, if we just make them sit around here, then it'd only be a matter of time before they start leaving. In this kind of situation, sometimes it's better to let Shinpachi handle it.
But what is going to happen when Hijikata returns?
Yeah, we'll just tell him that they went out drinking. Everything will be alright. Well, I'm leaving the house to you. If Hijikata ends up coming back, then try not to say anything about us heading for Yoshiwara.
After a curt nod of his head, Harada sprinted off to join the rest of the men heading out into town. What? Now Harada's going too? What would I do if Hijikata were to return, as Harada had suggested? Hide. My hands were wrapped around my head as I stood there frantically, unsure what to do. Pray. Hope and pray. I hadn't seen or heard from Nagakura and the rest of the men who left for Yoshiwara in days! Oh no! Well, poor Chizuru. According to Harada, this trip served as a morale booster from anxious stirring in the compounds. Or at least so he says. When I thought about it, however, I was in no real position to judge them for wanting an escape. Still, it left a bitter taste in my mouth. More than anything, I was chiefly concerned with Nagakura's well-being. Was it okay for him to drink for 4 days straight in his condition? Surely his body was still adjusting to its new nocturnal sleeping patterns, right? Just as I was caught up in thinking about Nagakura. Crap, I'm really here by myself. Shin! Harada! How could you?
Hey, where'd all our men go? Where's Shinpachi and Harada?
It was Hijikata, fresh from his return from Edo Castle, standing beside the entryway staring at me. Oh, you see, they all say they were going out, so they left. Hijikata furrowed his brow, deciding he had heard enough and caught the gist of my message.
Bet you anything those buffoons are out drinking. Suppose it means I should just wait till they get back.
A sense of panic gripped me. Was it better for them if I had told him the truth? But at the same time, Harada insisted that I wasn't to tell Hijikata anything about where they'd went.
No one else seems to be around, so I assume Shinpachi took them out, did he not?
Well, Hijikata curled his lips, reading my hesitancy to speak as an affirmation, and I watched his fist tighten in annoyance.
A little bit of drinking is fine, but just what the hell is he thinking, taking all of our men with him?
Well, they only left a second ago. I'm sorry. I'll go look for them immediately. Despite having no idea where to begin searching for them, I rushed out of Kama Inn. I gotta get away from the demon commander. Ah! As far as I remembered, Nagakora and the rest of the men were still in Yoshiwara. But how in the world was I going to trek from Shinagawa all the way to Yoshiwara? I stood outside a Kama Inn with my mouth agape until someone's voice broke my concentration. Hi!
Oh, hey Chizuru. Did you come outside just to greet little old me? How sweet of you.
Harada? You're back! But wait, Nagakora isn't with you?
Nope. He's probably still stumbling out there, drinking his ass off around the neighborhood. Why do you ask? Did something happen?
Yes! That's terrible news! Hijikata's back!
Oh shit. I don't like the sound of that. Let's split up and look for Shinpachi.
Okay! Oh no. Harada briefed me on some of the surrounding locales in Shinagawa, so I poked my head into a nearby bar. Just then, my ear caught the sound of a familiar voice.
Alright, pal. I already told you that it was my scabbard that bumped into you, just a little bit.
Did you say just a little bit? Do you have any idea of what a katana's capable of, you idiot?
From the corner of my eye, I saw Nagakora, red-faced and incensed, in a shouting match with a group of samurai inside of the bar. Of course. I ran up to his side, pulling at his kimono. Nagakora! We're in trouble!
Oh. Chizuru? What are you doing here?
Hijikata's returned to Kama Inn. You need to return at once.
What? Hijikata's back at the inn? Aw, damn it. He's gonna lay into us. I'll go with you.
Nagakora's expression dropped and he tried running around to dart out of the bar with me. The men he'd been arguing with had other ideas.
Hey, wait! You're just gonna run off like that?
I'm not running off. I've got urgent business.
You just mentioned Hijikata, didn't you? Don't tell me you're one of those Shinsengumi men who got their asses kicked all the way in Kyoto.
And what if I were?
Your embarrassing show at Tobafushimi was like spitting in all of our faces. Just how the hell do you plan on making it up to all of us? Huh. You probably ran off in Kyoto just like you're running off now. Shame on you for coming here and getting drunk. Don't you have any pride? A real man would have committed seppuku. Pfft. Who knows if he really even served out there. That sort's just for show, I bet.
Nagakora faced the floor, taking in all of their mockery quietly before deciding he'd had enough.
What the hell did you just say to me? You want to put your money where your mouth is?
Huh, looks like the dog can bark too. Let's go!
The drunken samurai unsheathed their swords, and so too did Nagakora. Nagakora, no! But Nagakora hadn't acknowledged my plea, glaring angrily at his opponents instead of obliging me.
Alright, whenever you're ready. Come on, you bastard!
You son of a... I'll show you! Ta!
The sound of a shriek filled the bar as the samurai swung his katana horizontally at Nagakora's head. Without flinching, Nagakora bobbed his head to dodge the katana, which had just grazed against his cheek, producing a small trickle of blood from the slit.
Oh, come on. You can't expect to kill anyone with footwork like that, tough guy. If you're gonna try and kill a man, you gotta step in more and try to crack some skulls open, like this!
Nagakora, stop! Nagakora's eyes glowed sadistically as he aimed his katana for the samurai's head when... Oh, thank goodness Toshi's here. Whew! Man.
Put your goddamn sword away, Shinpachi!
Hijikata's shout echoed in the room.
Huh? Oh. Hijikata?
Hijikata? Is that him?
Both of the samurai turned pale as they recognized Hijikata's face, which was seething angrily.
I guess I'll let you off easy, just this once.
With that, the two men scurried out of the bar. Even they're scared.
Ooh.
Nagakora quietly sheathed his sword back into his scabbard, hanging his head low as he walked in front of Hijikata sullenly.
So, what now? You gonna punish me because I broke the rules of conduct? Well, whatever, man. It's not like I've got anything to lose at this point.
Hey, I'm not mad at you for taking our soldiers out for a drink. Can't blame you for that. Sorry for putting all the responsibility on you lately.
Nagakora's eyes widened in surprise, stupefied by the empathy in Hijikata's response.
Well, I guess I feel pretty crummy for taking everyone out without asking you first.
I never said that you couldn't drink, but don't go out picking fights. Be careful, you imbecile.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be careful.
How's that cut on your face? Does it hurt? I have some ointment on me. Go ahead and apply some.
No, this ain't nothing. I'll just rub some spit on it and it'll be fine. Good as new.
I watched Hijikata's expression morph into bewilderment as he stared at Nagakora's cut.
Yeah. Hey, what the hell? Looks like your injury's all sealed up. What's going on here?
Huh? Well,
You have some explaining to do when we get back.
Hijikata responded sternly before marching out of the room, heading back towards Kama Inn. Nagakora.
Everything's okay. Don't worry about a thing.
Nagakora's insistence wasn't exactly convincing me, as he kept his head low while sauntering out of the bar to follow Hijikata. Well, it had to come out eventually. By the time we returned to Kama Inn, the rest of the captains were already gathered together. Hijikata was standing tall in front of Nagakora. Beside him were Harada, Sanan, and Heisuke. And then... me! With everyone gathered together, Hijikata began his relentless inquisition towards Nagakora.
It was Gen who gave me the water of life. I'd been shot up pretty badly, and I had no idea if I was gonna make it or not. It's not my fault! Chizuru, you were with Gen, weren't you? Were you able to see anything when it was happening?
Well,
Hold up. She might have been in the vicinity when it all went down, but I'm the one who drank it.
Judging from the circumstances, I have confidence that it was indeed Inoue who possessed the serum.
Well, yeah, I already said that, Poindexter. What use do any of you have in doubting me?
Poindexter? Hold on a minute, this is taking place during the 1800s. I'm pretty sure Poindexter was like 1950s or something like that. My immersion's been broken, darn it! They asked Nagakora how he obtained the water of life and his reasons for having drunk it at all. Over and over, Nagakora was forced into lines of questioning that only served to frustrate him. Their conversation was going in circles.
Well, what's done is done. Nothing else we can do at this point. But you're forbidden from going out.
We will deliberate on what shall come of you soon. Until then, I suggest you exercise patience.
Oh, come on, Hijikata! Sanan! That's no fair!
Hijikata and Sanan had scrunched mouths as if they were scolding a young child before exiting the room.
Shin, it hasn't sunk in for you that you're a Fury yet, has it?
You know, I had a feeling you were hiding something from me, but I didn't expect you to be a Fury. Considering how loudly you declared your hatred for Furies, I don't blame you for not telling us, but... Screw all of you for running your mouths and pretending you know anything about it.
Fumes were practically escaping Nagakura's head as he yelled at them, and both Harada and Heisuke shook their heads before taking their leave as well. As for me, I couldn't bear to leave Nagakura alone at this point in time, so I lingered for a moment with him. On the record, Nagakura had reportedly drunk the water of life of his own volition. The truth, however, was that Inoue forced him into drinking it while Nagakura was on the cusp of death, all for the purpose of keeping me safe. Of course, Nagakura was unwilling to divulge that crucial tidbit of information, and instead lied about it all and said he drank it on his own accord. I wonder why. Was lying really the best option? Says Chizuru. There weren't many ways to comfort him, so I said... I'm sorry, because I'm not in any position to say was lying the best option. I'm sorry. The only reason why you're in the situation that you're in is because you had to protect me.
It's fine. Gen's dying wish was for me to keep you safe, so at the time it was most important for me to honor it.
All of a sudden, Nagakura's demeanor shifted, affecting a warm, somber tone with doe eyes. Oh.
At the end of it all, the only reason I'm even standing here right now is because I'm a Fury.
But...
You're like a little sister to me, so it's your job to say yes to your older brother.
Oh boy, we got a lot of work to do. But he liked it.
Besides, I made a vow again that I'd make sure nothing ever harms you.
Of course. The fold in Nagakura's face seemed to relax, and I smiled back at him as our anxieties melted away. Well, that was sweet. After a few hours of deliberation, Nagakura's fate had been decided by Hijikata and Sanan. Just as we decided, he was ordered to serve with the Fury Corps as one of its captains. Until further notice, Nagakura was tasked with guarding the infirmary where Kondo had been receiving treatment. Nagakura, rather begrudgingly, had no choice but to accept his duty. As such, it only took a few days for Nagakura's spirits to descend into an acrid state. On one particular morning, I heard Nagakura stomp back into Kama Inn from a day of patrolling.
Man, why are they having me waste my time guarding Kondo? Is he supposed to be some big shot?
What do you expect, man? Kondo was shot in the shoulder. And we're Furies, you know?
The hell does that have to do with me? So now we're meat shields for him just because we're Furies? Jeez. We're still human beings.
Still human beings, huh? Shin, you haven't experienced it yet, have you?
It? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Well, in any case... Here, if things get rough, take this medicine.
Heisuke, you should be warning him about this. He's your best friend. Oh, don't worry about it. Here's some stuff. You'll know when to take it. Wink. Heisuke pulled something from out of his pocket, wrapped in parchment, and handed it to Nagakura.
Huh? What's the medicine for? Oh, wait. Is this for reducing those cravings for blood? Fuck that! I'm never gonna go mad with bloodlust!
Well, you kinda already did. Nagakura flippantly threw the medicine to the ground. In a panic, I rushed to pick it up and ran after him, but Nagakura had already stormed out of the room.
Chizuru, sorry to ask, but would you mind holding on to that for him? If anything happens to Shin, just make him take it.
Okay, got it. I mustered a timid nod, grasping onto the thin hope that such a time would never come. It's gonna come.
Later that evening.
Nagakura, who normally would have been active at this hour of night, was holed up in his room. I became nervous imagining the possibilities. Nagakura, are you awake? No response. Perhaps he's just resting, I wondered to myself. If he was, then I would have to wake him. just as I reached my hand out to open the door. Suddenly, someone was moving behind the sliding door, startling me into a frightening flinch.
I'm awake, but now's not really a good time. You think you could just leave me alone for... No!
A pained scream howled from inside of the room, which caused me to barge in instinctively. Excuse me, Nagakora, I'm coming in! Ow, there's my boy. Inside, I saw Nagakora on the floor, his arms desperately wrapped around his chest as he dug his nails into the fabric of his kimono in pain. He gnashed his teeth, moaning uncontrollably as thick beads of sweat dripped from his forehead. My worst fears were being realized when I saw the white in his hair and the scarlet in his wide eyes. I immediately understood what was happening. This was Bloodlust. The Fury's Bloodlust. Either they satisfy their animalistic cravings, or they suffer immense pain until their minds are torn apart. But in the place of blood, all I had to help him was the medicine given to me by Heisuke. Nagakora likely wouldn't have accepted neither blood nor medicine, but time was running out. I have the option to give him both, though, or make him endure it. But we all know how this is gonna go down, right? You need blood, right, Nagakora? Please, drink my blood.
I couldn't do that. No way in hell could I do that to you.
I ignored Nagakora's refusal, and I pulled my collar back slightly to expose my neck to him. Wow, Chizuru's going for the neck already. Forget the hands. You saved me, Nagakora. So now it's my turn to save you. I'm a demon, so whatever wounds I have will heal soon. So please, drink my blood. I pleaded with Nagakora, watching his face scrunch before he relented, nodding in humble defeat.
Chizuru, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just have one favor to ask of you, though. I need you to turn and face the other way. I can't let you see me like this.
Yeah, I kind of figured that this was going to be similar to Toshi and that Shin will not want us to look at him, so that's playing out so far. Okay, I won't look. As I spun around, I felt the chill of someone staring at me intently from a place I couldn't see. Slowly, the tickle of Nagakora's breath ran along the length of my neck, a hesitant kind of yearning. And then a prick. So what exactly did you prick her with? A piercing sensation sank into my neck. At first it was just a dull pain, then the moist warmth of his soft, eager lips. Nagakora lapped the drips of blood sliding along my skin with urgency, making sure not to miss any. An unfamiliar sensation trickled throughout my body, as if I could feel every subtle movement of his lips, his breath, and his tongue down my spine. It felt more ticklish than painful, and I nearly needed to cover my mouth to refrain from laughing. Whoops.
Chizuru, please forgive me.
It's okay. Please, don't hold back. Just drink up. This is the least I could do for you.
Nagakora responded wordlessly, the tight pull of his fingertips gripping me with more fervor. I was sinking into his firm embrace, bit by bit. With each of Nagakora's deep sips, I imagined that I was catering to some primal need of his, taking satisfaction in doing something to soothe him. Eventually, Nagakora's grip loosened entirely. Unlike earlier, his breathing settled into a stable rhythm, which was comforting to me.
Please feel free to rest on me if it hurts again.
Rest on me?
No, I can't let this happen again.
Look, the hole in my skin has already sealed up, and I'm more than happy to help you in the future.
Well, I'm sorry, but thanks.
Nagakora frowned sheepishly, perhaps still turning over the mixture of feelings in his mind repeatedly. Good. Excellent. All right. Neck for Shin, get it.